Hey guys, Christina Burton here from Red Hot Designs. This is a pretty exciting day. This is my first tutorial that I've ever done. So I'm excited and I'm nervous at the same time. So I'm just gonna put that out there. But yeah, basically the whole point of this tutorial is to teach you how to draw, and drawing in particular a very beautiful, exotic, elegant female. This picture here, actually, she was drawn in pencil, but what I do most of the time, I'm using the computer. As you can see me here using my little Wacom and some wine. But yeah, Corel Painter is an awesome program. I only found out about it about a year ago, and I'm telling you, it's phenomenal. The brushes here, you have your real 2D pencils. It looks just like a drawing, and I absolutely love it. So yeah, just some more of my artwork here. A lot of people, you know, ask me if this is just a photo, and just how it looks. Is it airbrushed? So yeah, this is what I want to be showing people how to do, and I want you guys to do the same, and just going to share my knowledge with you, and hopefully again, this is my first tutorial, so leave some great feedback, and I'm looking forward to it. Alrighty, so awesome. Yeah, so now I've just opened Photoshop, and I have this image by Amanda Diaz, and she is an absolutely amazing photographer. I love her work. I've been obsessed with it for a very, very long time. But this piece here is actually called Queen of Spades, and let me see, yeah, so these are a lot of her other work, her website, Amanda Diaz Photography. You can just check that out and just look through some of her work. A lot of the women I find that she has are just, they got this look to them, and they just look, I don't know, just sexy as hell, and you know, they can be seductive and just elegant, and I just love her work. So I thought using this piece here would be perfect for this tutorial. I'm going to show you how to break this down so that you can actually visualize it in a way so that you can draw it. And once she's actually fully drawn, what we're going to do, we're actually going to color her in, and we're going to use these shadows, we're going to use highlights, and it's gonna be fun. I mean, just looking at her makeup, the way everything is just, even her hair is just curly, and it is a lot of work, but at the same time I find it fun once the final product does come together, and you have this piece that's just, people are just like, what, like so yeah, I want to show you guys this, my process, and I would love to see some of your guys' work. Let me know, and yeah, let's get started. So now I'm back into Photoshop, and I'm just taking a look at my image, and right now she's very colorful. She has these vibrant blue eyes, these dark red lips, and golden blonde hair. And to me, when I'm trying to do a pencil sketch, this is a little bit more difficult for me to actually visualize where my lines need to go. So the very first thing that I'll do, I'll duplicate the layer, image, adjustments, hue and saturation, turn down the saturation down to -100, and now I have a black and white image. So now I can actually see where my pencil lines need to go. I can definitely see more of the shadows and the shading, where all that needs to go. So yeah, next thing that I will do, I'm going to zoom up on the image. And I usually have my fingers crossed at this point that the image is going to be very high quality, but in this case the image is very pixelated. So because of that, I'm going to have to use a bit of my imagination as to how to define, like if you look at where her eyelashes are, it's just a mess, it's a blur, just these little pixels, squares. And you know what, when I was younger, I would never work from a low quality image such as this. I would always be finding high quality images, high in resolution, and I wouldn't draw from anything else. But to me, that was kind of a bit of a downfall, just because I really wasn't using my imagination as to you know, where things need to go. And like, for example, you know, this hair strand here, if that didn't fall exactly where it needed to be, I thought that the image was ruined. But what makes a photo, I find, or a painting, a digital painting, more genuine is when there are mistakes or things that are even in the photo that you've created. So that's what I want to show you guys, and just to get messy with it, and keep your arm loose, and just you know, just use what you think might go there. Another rule that I had growing up too is always draw what you see. Never imagine it. But you know, there's some cases where you definitely have to follow that rule, but in other cases, sometimes you just gotta break it, and you just gotta go and think outside the box and just go with the flow. So for this example, for this tutorial, this is absolutely great. She's very pixelated, but we're actually gonna clean her up. She's gonna look like she's photoshopped and airbrushed, and just by using the brushes in Corel Painter and the pencils. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to break this down. We're going to start off with her right eye, and then we're going to go to her left, and then her nose, and then her lips, and then we're going to work our way. We're going to start doing the shape of the face, you know, doing some of the neck, and then, you know, onto the tedious hair. The hair is going to be definitely a long process just because she has so much of it, but at the same time it's gonna look good. She has a crown that I absolutely love. It looks very dark, just like the Snow White Queen, Charlize Theron. Love that movie. And her hands, it's completely different, the way that you look, especially at the hands, the arms, the clothing, her necklace. Yeah, so let's get to her. So what we're going to do, we're actually going to divide her in half. So just create a new layer, there you go. And choose just a bright color just so that you can see it. I got red chosen, and a brush. Doesn't really matter what size, whatever you're comfortable sketching with. Again, just make sure, what I usually do before I start sketching anything, I shake my wrist back and forth, and I just try to relax the muscle, relax the whole arm, keep it loose. And then what we're going to do, so we're just going to go down the nose. I know it looks kind of ridiculous at first, but you'll see. It's just going to give us a better, where everything's going to go into place, and it's going to let our hand, it's going to be muscle memory in our hand. So that's that. And then I'm just going to bring down the opacity just a little bit, just so we're not getting overly confused. Alright, that looks good. And then I'm just gonna bring down my brush to be a bit smaller. Create a new layer. There we go. And now this to people seems a bit strange, but I'm telling you, this is probably the best way to learn any type of sketching, and that's tracing. I've had people tell me, well, if you're tracing, you're not a real artist, you're just cheating, basically. But any great artists out there, they learn from tracing. There was one story that I had, Garfield, the cartoon comics. I used to draw him all the time, and I used to trace him. And I remember I was sitting in front of my grandmother, and my mom, she didn't know that I was tracing the comic books, but she was saying to my grandmother that, oh my gosh, you used to see Christina, she can draw Garfield really, really good. And she got me a piece of pen and paper, and she's like, you know, draw it for your grandmother. And I was, oh my gosh, I was sweating bullets. I didn't want her to know that I was tracing it, but during that time, when I was showing my grandmother, I was actually starting to draw Garfield, which was really strange, because my muscles in my hand actually remembered the tracing that I did with Garfield, and actually I drew him freehand right in front of my grandmother. So I've always loved that story. I always tell people that. So I mean, tracing is not a bad thing. It's an exercise. It gets your hand going, it gets you free-flowing, and I definitely recommend it. And I do it with all my portraits. That's how I really get that realistic look to them, and that's how everything just falls into place so good. So what I'm going to do, we're going to start with this eye here. And again, we're just getting the feel of it. And I will probably do this, you know, but as many times as I need. Once you get better with time, you know, the less and less you'll have to do it. But you can just pretty much see that shape there. and you just keep tracing it and tracing it, keep redoing it. So again, I'll just delete that layer, make a new one, do it again, and you know, you get that shape, you get that, you know, your hand is memorizing what you're doing. And I mean, it doesn't look like much, but trust me, when you get that shape, you got her eye shape. So I'll delete that again one more time, and we'll just create a new layer. So again, you have her, just sometimes I like to get in the nooks and crannies of things and just, you know, try to make it nice. So that's basically the shape. I can see it looks kind of oval, looks kind of evil. You know, that squinted eye, that fierce eye. And so yeah, that's pretty much it. And I keep tracing, you know, eyelashes. It's pretty simple. And what I'll do, this is a trick that I learned in art school, that an eye, the pupil of the eye, it's always circle. When I was younger, I used to draw the eye just kind of like how, I don't know, it was more like an oval, or you know what I mean. But eyes are always just perfect circles. So just perfect circles. And then what you can do, oh, it's a big brush, scale it down, just erase it. There you go. So I mean, that's pretty much her eye. Once you've done that a few times, I mean, again, the eyelashes, they don't have to be perfect. We're not trying to be perfect, but you can just do a bunch of little quick strokes. Another thing with the eyelashes too, what I will get into, actually, you know what, I'm gonna get into that just a little bit later. But it doesn't look like much if we delete these layers. Again, it just there's nothing there. So if we get into Corel Painter, so what you want to do, you want to just select a pencil. I usually use the Real 2B pencil. There's a bunch of different pencils here that you can use. It's really just a matter, I mean, you get your sketching pencil. I just prefer the Real 2D pencil, or Real 2B pencil, just because it's just, I've always used it. So just play around with it, figure out what works for you. Again, the color choice here, we're going with the main color. It's not quite black, it's more of a charcoal gray. And what we're gonna do, so with that eye that we were just practicing, and I'm just taking my time, I'm just doing little strokes. And I'm just pretty much just tapping on my tablet. And getting that shape. Just tap, tap, tap. Tappa 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 Simpson episode. I don't know if you guys seen that. And just doing some eyelashes. So what I wanted to say with the eyelashes is that a lot of people, when they're doing eyelashes, they just do like a straight line. But the thing is, the eyelash actually curves like into the eye. So this is what we want to do. And just tap pupil. Again, that circle that we were talking about. Again, I've traced this so many times that my hand just, it knows what to do. You know, add some more eyelashes. Adding some more. Maybe a nice few more. Yeah. So, I mean, again, it doesn't look like much, but it's something. And then maybe just darken it a little bit. There we go. just again, don't be afraid. Just go in, darken things. Again, doesn't have to be perfect. It's just little strokes. And all right, there we go. So that's first eye. So let me zoom up here. It's pencil. Okay, awesome. Let's get on to the eyebrow. I think that'd be a good start. Okay, so I'm back into Photoshop, and I'm just gonna create a new layer. I got my brush tool, and I'm gonna go in and trace the eyebrow. Just trying to get that general shape. Again, just doing strokes. She's got that really high arch, kind of like Spock. Kind of looks like a rooftop. And some extra hairs. And then she's got that shadow effect, smoky eye look. So I just add dotted lines just to, allows me to see where that smoky eye is going to be. And then just underneath the eyebrow, you can see her nose is being connected. So we're just going to do that. Add some hairs maybe. It's an eyebrow after all. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to delete the layer, or not add a layer, delete a layer, yes. Delete a layer, yes. And then I am going to redraw it until I can actually freehand the whole thing. And I will probably do this about 5 to 6 times until I feel comfortable. And just getting that feeling, looking as to where the eyebrow, I mean, it goes really, really deep. It really gives her that that fierce, evil kind of look. The closer the eyebrow is to the eye, the meaner that your character will definitely look. So let's just say that I've done that about 5 to 6 times, and we will go back into Corel. And we will start trying out the eyebrow. Small strokes. I'm pretty happy with it right there. It's pretty, I mean, you can always go back and look. I mean, it's pretty close to the eye. I'm gonna go quick, strokes, and bring her back up. Do that nice little arch. It's not perfect, doesn't need to be. There you go. And then small little hairs, and then her nose. Eye, smoky eye, where that's gonna be. And yeah, so that's one eye down. So I've gone ahead and I've done the other eye and the other eyebrow with a bit of the nose coming down. So let's actually tackle the nose. Let's create a new layer. And now when you're thinking of a nose, you really want to get the very tip. Usually when I think of a nose, I think of an eggshell, or a clown, one of the two. So just whatever, just do that circle motion. Just you can practice all you want, and until you get it right. And then we'll get into her nostril area. Pretty simple, just lines. Looks kind of like a person with little arms. And her nose dips down. She actually has a very pointed nose. So we'll kind of do that V shape, kind of like what we did with the eyebrows. And then this comes down, very narrow, very petite nose. Nostrils. Got like these little indents. So yeah, it's pretty simple. Not much to a nose. What really brings it together is the shading, which I'll go over with you on the next lesson. And now we're back into Corel. Let's see, where do I want to begin? Bring that down a bit. Just light strokes. Okay. And then what we'll do, remember that V shape I was telling you about, that house. It's very dip nose. Get the nostrils in. Darken them. There we go. Getting that feeling after tracing it so many times. Alright, so if you can imagine, there's kind of a circle egg thing right there. There you go. Where do I want to bring? I'm going to bring it right there. It's just a matter of trying to guess and trying to use your judgment. Again, you can always go back and reference. Right there's good. And then she had those little dips in her nose. Bring it back down. There you go. Pretty simple. Alright, let's go on to our lips. Okay, so back in Photoshop again, and we're going to create a new layer. And lips are definitely my favorite part. I don't know why. I just love doing lips. So it really doesn't matter. Some people, I've noticed other artists, they usually start from the top, some start from the middle. I've never really noticed anyone starting from the bottom. I always save the bottom till last. So what I'm going to do, just for the hell of it, we'll start in the middle, I guess. Just, again, getting that feeling. Doing those V shapes. I mean, it's going towards her, kind of like her nose. This is how you would do your lip liner if you were a female. So again, and that M, you want to do like a bird, an M. And then a little flicker comes in between her mouth. And then meet those points. You kind of want to, when you're meeting the points, you kind of want to do like a dip. So, yeah, that's pretty much it for that. And then her bottom lip, again, there's a real dark shadow here. Do a straight line, and then bring it up, meeting it. And then she's got, you know, her highlights all here, and then her lip, I don't know what you call it, lip wrinkles, to kind of give it that realistic look. So I'll just trace that a few times, and then we will go back into Corel. So, again, I just want to see the space between her nose and her lip. I mean, it's not that big, actually. Alright. Let's do it here. Again, doing that nice M shape. And then doing the little pivots. M going down, pivot, bring it back in, and then do the nice V shape again, And then we'll connect them. And then our bottom lip. Bring it all the way around to connect here. And I know she had some highlights somewhere around here. Doesn't really matter. Just sketch them in, just so that you know, kind of like what we did with the eyeshadow. And pretty much that's the beginning of a face. So what I think brings it together is actually the shape of the face. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, so the shape of the face. So we're back in Photoshop. I'm going to go back to that layer when I initially started. I'm going to bump that up, back up to 100%. So what I'm going to do is zoom out just a little bit. Create a new layer. And then what I want to do with the face, it's kind of, you kind of want to like, I'll show you guys. So you got the jawline. And then you want to connect it to this point here. And then to this point. And then pretty much you got the shape of the head, which is just big circle. So you kind of want to visualize it in a 3D dimensional form. You know, you got the circle here, and then her jaws here. So yeah, I like to trace that out just a few times. I mean, I can zoom back in, you know, and then maybe pick a new color just so that I can see the defining strokes. You know, like you see how this line kind of wasn't matching quite up to her jaw, so, you know, and then she's got like these really nice chiseled cheekbones. So yeah, so again, I will just keep doing that. Maybe I might want to do the neck, right? Comes down here. You know, it's just like a bone, something like that. So yeah, that's basically a head. It looks so silly right now when I'm actually doing it and explaining it. So, but that's the process. So let's go into Corel. I'll get the shape of the face in there, and what we will do, probably in the next lesson, just because it's getting pretty lengthy, we'll start doing her hair, and then we'll work on the crown, and then her hand, and then probably just the rest of her body, and that will be it for the drawing aspect. And then hopefully in another lesson we will get into the coloring aspect and the shading and all that good fun stuff. Awesome. Alright, I'll see you soon. And I'm back in Corel, and here I just really quick sketching, just getting that shape of the face after tracing it so many times in Photoshop. I did this a few times actually until I was kind of happy with it. So I'm pretty happy with this. I mean, again, it's just rough, but I do like the shape and the way that it's going, and she is looking pretty evil, so I'm happy with it. So let's go into Photoshop and let's tackle the hair. So let's create a new layer. I've created a green color here. And instead of just showing you guys and drawing the whole entire hair, because that would take about 4 to 5 hours, especially with this mane that she has, it's, yeah, I definitely wouldn't show you all that. That would be pretty boring. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to take a section of the hair, like this, and, you know, just, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just training my hand to get that feel for the hair and the way that it moves. Again, you don't want to draw from the wrist. I've been doing that since, you know, I did that for a very long time until I started going to school, and my teacher's like, you know, you would draw a lot more fluently if you used your whole arm. And I'm telling you, my strokes, everything, drawing is just so much more fun than just drawing from the wrist. So use your whole arm. Keep your wrist nice and loose and just stroke. and keep practicing that. I mean, it's just this really nice wave. There's 1, 2, 3, kind of curls in, and then this kind of goes up by her cheek. And yeah, it's just a bunch of hair strands. We're not going to worry about the shadows or the highlights. This is just a pencil sketch for now. And so basically I would just, you know, do it in sections. So this would be my first section, and then when I'm on to my second section, I might grab another color, say like a blue. And just, I see this strand here, it's kind of a different section. So I'll practice this after I finish the green, you know what I mean? So let's get back into Corel. So back in Corel, we're going to start on our hair. So again, just doing quick strokes. And what I'm going to do, I don't want you guys to completely watch this because I know you're probably going to fall asleep as I'm trying this out. So what I will do, I will fast forward and you guys can watch it from there. This is the first section of the hair. Again, as you can see, it's very, very rough, very quick strokes. And just looking at that curl, you know, I want to make sure that it matches and aligns. So this curl, it's kind of at the top of her jawline. So let's go back to my reference here. And again, the curl is right next to her jawline. So that's perfect. So the next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the rest of her hair. Should take me, I would guess, with the pencil sketching, about an hour to 2 hours. So I got my work cut out for me. So I'm going to go and do that. And when you guys come back, it'll be finished and we can go on to the crown. So we're on to the crown now. I'm going to create another layer. As you can see, I went ahead and I did all the hair, and she's got very colorful rainbow hair. So, alright, so let's choose a different color. If we can find a different color, let's go with a dark navy blue. So the way I tackle things such as like accessories and outfits, or it's all shapes. So as you can see, you know, there's a triangle here, triangle here. It's all triangles. So once you know, get the feel for these guys, triangle, triangle, we can tackle this. Again, you want to be thinking 3D dimensional. So this is like a circle or an oval. And then you can kind of come up and around, you know, just pretend that it's kind of going in behind. I just find this helps me. Everyone's different. This may be just a waste of time to you. But, you know, now I got sort of my basics there. Crown. I mean, it seems pretty fun. You can kind of see it's pretty dark, but these are part of the crown. Here, I think there's another one here. Yeah, right there. And then I just noticed this, but some of her hair is peeking through as well, so we can add that. With regards to like all these little circles, and like that is going just to be awful and tedious to do. So what I would just recommend is just, you know, just, how do I describe it? You don't need to be perfect with it. Just do it really quickly. And you know, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, forget this little thing. And when we start coloring, we can just add like a bunch of highlights and it will just really come through. Again, this piece here, it's sort of like a diamond shape. So let's go back into Corel. And as you can see here, her hair is all done. And I'm going to go ahead, fast forward, and do the crown. So that's the crown. Again, it's just really rough. Pretty happy with it though. I mean, you get the basic shapes. I kept looking back and forth, just looking at it, making sure that I can probably add some more of her hair. There we go. because I keep forgetting that she has hair on top. Alright, so let's get onto the hand. And I know everybody hates hands, but when I was going to school, I had a really great teacher, and he showed me how to tackle these bad boys. Again, how I was saying, how you visualize everything into shapes, hands are no different. So what I'll do, I'll work on this one, and I'll go ahead and design this one later on, but just to show you guys. So what you want to do is the main part of the hand is a triangle. So again, it doesn't need to be perfect, just take a look at the shape, look how long it is widthwise, and then, you know, get the wrist. And with fingers, they're cylinders, no joke. It looks so funny, I know. And then you just want to visualize another cylinder. Just bending them. Cylinder, cylinder, and I mean there's a knuckle there, but basically, and then maybe palm here, you got yourself a hand. And then it's just a matter of shading it and, you know, getting the knuckles and everything in there. So hands are, if you really think about it, don't be scared. They're really easy, and just for the hell of it, we'll do this one. This one's a bit different. So again, got that triangle effect. And then the cylinder. Cylinder. Doing this so roughly. There's a ring here, so it's a nice cylinder ring. Again, cylinder. The thumb, kind of half a cylinder there. It's kind of a oval triangle. Cylinder, and then you can just kind of connect that back, and there you go, is your kind of 3D hand. So I'm going to go into Corel, and I'm going to fast forward and let you guys watch me draw the hands. And then what we'll do, we'll get onto the rest, we'll get onto her arms and that necklace, and I think that will be done for the drawing. Actually, no, what I'm going to do for my last tutorial, I'm going to just shade in some darker areas, just to kind of pronounce some things where, you know, how I was talking about the shadowing and things like that. So that will be the last step. Okay, see you there. So as you can see, I've sort of roughed in the shape that's, you know, around the hair. So you can kind of see where her hand's going. Made some knuckles right there. And, you know, this is going to be her shoulder kind of coming down. So what I'm going to do, we're going to start here. Start with the hand. So remember how we kind of made that triangle shape. Let's see, I'm actually going to zoom up a bit. There you go. And then that was her palm. That's her wrist, which is coming down. It's a piece of her, I guess, her clothing. Alright, then let's work on that thumb. And it's coming in underneath the hair. So remember that cylinder. Just keep all that in mind and just keep tracing until you, again, get that feeling that you can do it freehand. So thumb, gonna get a bit of more of the nail there. And then she had another cylinder here. And then there was another cylinder from her knuckle coming into the hair. Cylinder. So this is basically just like an M kind of shape, like you're drawing the letter M, M again, and then it's really rough. darken it up a bit. And there you go. It's pretty simple. It's a hand. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to draw the other one, and then we'll get on to drawing the arm. And I know she has like a necklace that she's holding on to here, so we will go into Photoshop and again start that tracing and bring her back into Corel Painter and get her done. Okay, I went ahead and I've done the other hand. I mean, it doesn't look great, but same time, this is just a base. What we'll do again with the highlighting and the shading, this is just a base that we're gonna go off of. At least the hand is in there, and you can kind of see that she's holding on to this arm that she has. So we'll go into Photoshop and we'll create a new layer, pick a color, get like a purpley kind of pinkish color. And again, we're visualizing shapes. We're gonna look at this arm as a huge, gigantic cylinder. There you go. Cylinder, cylinder, cylinder. Brush is a bit too thick for me, but again, we'll just get rid of it, create a new layer, and keep tracing it. I mean, this is pretty easy. You know where it's going to land because we've already done that other hand. So if you can visualize like a, sorry, kind of looks like a penis right now, but I think it's just the cylinder. Let's try that again. So if you want to start, you can kind of make a circle here. Circle this end point here, and then connect two lines. And then what we'll go do, let's grab another color, pink maybe, and you can just, you know, redefine those lines. There's a bit of a muscle here. And then her elbow comes in, right, and then her back muscle. So that's an arm. And then again, this piece of the forearm, it's just another cylinder which is connected to this piece. And then we'll just, beautiful. Two cylinders, and they both connect. Yeah, I mean, you can look at it even with this arm here. It's just, you know, and then cylinder, cylinder, all connects. So that's pretty good. And then her back, I think we can actually eye this. I mean, it's pretty simple. It's just looks kind of like a, I don't know, half a circle, Hunchback of Notre Dame, although she isn't. And then with the necklace, you know, we'll just kind of do little dots, kind of indicating where it is. Her collarbone, bit of a bra here. And I don't know if we're gonna do the bottom, but we'll just sketch it in. Again, it's just a house, upside down house. And once we've traced that a few times and we're comfortable, we'll go back into Corel Painter, got my brush tool, and start thinking about that cylinder, where that's gonna go. A piece of her bracelet here. Piece of her bracelet. Cylinder. Elbow. Let's see. I just want to make this just right. I want to make sure that it's coming pretty close up here. just do little strokes. Again, that's her back muscle. Bringing it up. That's her bicep. Connecting it. It's gonna be a wrinkle that's in the garment, what she's wearing. So yeah, that's an arm. I mean, I've already got most of the back already done because I was doing the hair. But, and then yeah, just like little dots everywhere for the necklace, just to indicate where it's going, just so I know. Beautiful. And what I'll do, I'll sketch the rest, and then what we will do next, I'm just going to go in, shade things a little darker, because I know her lips are very, very dark red, and like her eyeshadowing, and yeah, sounds great. Here she's all drawn. I am very happy with the outcome. She's looking great, in my opinion. And what we're going to do now, as I was saying before, that we're going to actually darken some of the areas just so that we know really what to concentrate on when we're doing our shadowing and things like that. So what I've done, I've just gone to the watercolor palette, and I've collected a simple round brush. I've chosen just a lighter color, and yeah, so what we're going to do, I'm going to start with the lips actually. And just darken it. Again, just light strokes. It's a watercolor, so it's really gonna blend in nicely around her nose a little bit. Just the darker areas where we want them. It doesn't need to be perfect. Again, just give her some eyeshadow. And you know, for me, I can just kind of just do it. I mean, I do makeup all the time, but if you want, we can go back into Photoshop. I'll just duplicate that later, bring it on top, just because we have so many layers. And you can just look at her. Again, like her lips are very dark, especially more so on the bottom, top, around the eyes. You know, shading, maybe just all the darker areas. Oops. Okay, let's go back to Corel. And then underneath the eye, kind of in the nose here. Eyebrow. So already you can see like a transformation. The pencil sketch looks way better. Let's do underneath the crown. Again, just shadowing's gonna lie. So that's basically it. Just find all your shadows with the watercolor brush, and you'll have a pencil sketch. And then we'll go on to the next lesson where we're actually coloring. Thanks, guys.